Hello and welcome. This is Notibot ENG. Tonight, we're bringing you a special report on the escalating tensions between Iran and the US. A peace deal has been proposed, but Tehran's response is crucial. Meanwhile, the ongoing war in Yemen has taken a new turn with clashes in the Strait of Hormuz. The situation could become even more volatile at an upcoming summit between Xi Jinping and Donald Trump. We'll also examine Russia's push to withdraw UN sanctions targeting Iran. And we're taking a closer look at the Caspian Sea, a strategic trade route for Iran. We're now moving into a critical hour for diplomatic efforts, as tensions escalate over Iran's response to a US-led peace deal and regional instability. Reports have emerged from Lebanon of Israeli attacks that have left at least 31 people dead, including a rescue worker. The national news agency confirmed the deaths in southern Lebanon on Friday. The victims included civilians and members of the Lebanese army. According to eyewitnesses, the attacks targeted areas near the border with Israel, where tensions between the two nations have been escalating. Iranian news outlets reported that Israeli forces had fired rockets at Lebanon, prompting a response from the country's military. Lebanese Prime Minister Najib Mikati has condemned the attack, calling for restraint and an end to violence in the region. The incident comes amid heightened tensions between Israel and Iran, with both countries having a complex history of conflict. The Israeli military has not commented on the attacks, but officials have confirmed that they are investigating the incidents. The U.S. is also watching the situation closely, with Secretary of State Antony Blinken issuing a statement condemning the attack and calling for calm. The incident raises concerns about regional instability and the potential for further conflict between Israel, Lebanon, and Iran. It also highlights the ongoing tensions between the three countries, which have been exacerbated by recent attacks on Israeli civilians. The international community is urging restraint and calm as the situation continues to unfold. As tensions escalate between Iran and the U.S., world leaders are waiting with bated breath for Tehran's response to a potential peace plan. Good evening. I'm your name, and this is the news recap. The latest development in the Iran-US conflict comes as U.S. officials await Tehran's response to a peace plan proposed by the administration of former President Donald Trump. The plan, which was revealed earlier this week, calls for a ceasefire in hostilities between the two countries and has been met with skepticism from many in the international community. As of late Friday, however, U.S. officials have not disclosed any Iranian response to their offers, leaving many to wonder if Tehran will accept the proposal or continue to reject it. The lack of a response is particularly concerning given that ongoing hostilities inside the Strait of Hormuz are threatening to upend the shaky ceasefire that was established in January. The Strait of Hormuz, which connects the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman, has been the site of several recent incidents involving Iranian naval vessels and U.S. ships. These incidents have raised concerns about the potential for a larger conflict between the two countries. U.S. Senator Marco Rubio, a vocal critic of Iran's nuclear program, has also weighed in on the situation, criticizing NATO allies for their perceived lack of action against Tehran. Rubio claims that NATO has failed to live up to its obligations to provide defense for member states, particularly those in Eastern Europe. His comments have sparked debate about the role of NATO in the face of Iranian aggression. As tensions between Iran and its regional rivals continue to simmer, a new flashpoint has emerged in the complex web of relationships between world leaders. Xi-Trump Summit, a potential flashpoint for tensions. A summit between Chinese President Xi Jinping and U.S. President Donald Trump has sparked concerns that the ongoing Iran conflict could become a fresh point of friction between the two superpowers. The Strait of Hormuz, a vital shipping lane connecting Europe to Asia, is currently under threat from tensions in the Middle East. China and the United States stand to gain significantly from the reopening of the strait, with both countries seeking to maintain access to oil supplies from the Gulf region. However, Beijing and Washington have fundamentally different perspectives on how to achieve this goal. The U.S. views China as vulnerable to disruptions in energy supplies, while China calculates that prolonged instability in the region will weigh more heavily on its American adversaries. According to Jesse Marks, founder of Rela Research and Advisory, a consultancy focused on the Middle East, Trump may attempt to secure Chinese cooperation on certain elements of a future deal involving Iran. However, it is unlikely that Beijing will respond enthusiastically to such overtures. Instead, Xi Jinping is expected to focus on trade, technology, and bilateral stabilization, seeking to compartmentalize Iran from the summit's agenda. From Beijing's perspective, de-escalation itself is the most valuable gift Trump can offer, rather than any concessions to China. This suggests that while both countries have interests in maintaining stability in the region, their approaches to achieving this goal are likely to diverge significantly in the coming days and weeks. The implications of these differing perspectives remain to be seen, but one thing is clear. The Iran conflict has the potential to become a significant point of contention between China and the United States. As tensions in the Middle East continue to escalate, Russia is now calling on the United Nations to withdraw a contentious resolution aimed at Iran. A draft resolution at the United Nations Security Council has sparked tension between Russia and several Gulf states over Iran's blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S.-Bahraini proposal calls on Iran to end its blockade, while a separate Russian-Chinese draft urges all parties to cease hostilities and resolve disputes through negotiations. Russia, as a permanent member of the Security Council, has veto power in this matter. According to Deputy Foreign Minister Alexander Alamov, Moscow cannot support the U.S.-Bahraini proposal and is now calling on its co-authors, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, to withdraw it. Alamov stated that Russia does not see any potential for this document, citing concerns about its impact on regional stability. The blockade of the Strait of Hormuz has been a point of contention between Iran and several Gulf states, including Bahrain, which relies heavily on oil exports passing through the waterway. The U.S.-Bahraini proposal is seen as an attempt to pressure Iran into lifting the blockade, but Russia is opposing it due to concerns about its potential consequences. This development matters because it highlights the deep-seated divisions between major world powers on issues related to regional security and diplomacy. The fact that Russia is using its veto power to block a resolution backed by several Gulf states underscores its strong stance against any measure seen as targeting Iran. As tensions in the region continue to escalate, the international community will be watching this situation closely for signs of progress or further escalation. As tensions in the Middle East continue to escalate, a long-overlooked gem of the region is emerging as a vital trade route, and it's not the Strait of Hormuz. The Caspian Sea, long overlooked as a strategic trade route, has taken on new significance in recent months. The landlocked body of water has become a crucial pathway for Russia to ship military and commercial goods to Iran, bolstering Tehran's ability to withstand the U.S. assault. Russia's involvement in the Caspian Sea is largely driven by its desire to counterbalance American influence in the region. As tensions between the U.S. and Iran escalate, Russia sees an opportunity to expand its own regional presence and secure new trade routes. In response, Moscow has increased its naval presence in the Caspian Sea, using it as a key transit point for shipments of military equipment and supplies. Iran, which shares a border with several countries including Turkey, Iraq, and the Caucasus region, is also taking advantage of Russia's expanded presence. Tehran has been receiving significant shipments of Russian arms and military hardware, including tanks, artillery systems, and advanced air defense systems. These deliveries have bolstered Iran's ability to respond to potential U.S.-led attacks. The Caspian Sea trade route matters because it represents a key challenge for the U.S. in its efforts to isolate Iran economically and diplomatically. By leveraging Russia's expanded presence in the region, Tehran is able to maintain a level of independence and avoid being completely cut off from global markets. This development has significant implications for regional stability and highlights the complex web of alliances and rivalries that underpin international relations in the Middle East. That's all for today's news recap. We'll continue to monitor the developing situation in the Middle East as tensions between Iran and the U.S. escalate. Thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date on the latest news, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't miss out on in-depth analysis and expert insights. We're here to bring you the facts, straight from the source. See you next time.